Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm sorry. Trying to get situated, you know. I try, but it doesn't really usually work very well. And I'm very hot, so I've been trying to... Hi, Susan. I was thinking about actually taking a quick shower, and then I'm like, oh, then I'll really be late because I will be enjoying that shower, and I'm not going to want to get out. I wanted to show you, Mitzi, I wanted to show that book so you can see it. Hi, Patricia. Let me go grab it really, really fast. Hello, Vicki. Hello, hello. It is extremely hot here. So, hi, Linda. So, here it is. I just wanted you to see it. The paper is craft paper. So it's that brownish kind of, it's a gold brown. And this is my wonky stitching. Of course, I forgot, I turned off the autofocus. That's my wonky stitching. It's not exactly perfect. And hi, Steph. But the pages are in there really good. So I just wanted you to see it. Okay. I emailed you. So I got a lot of comments about playing around with watercolor. A lot of people, hi Lucky, a lot of people were playing along with me, and I love hearing that. I love seeing what you guys are doing and that you guys are doing the same kinds of things. And it was so much fun to know. It is fun to know that I am not doing this kind of stuff all by myself. And I wanted to, I'm not sure if I've got enough pages. These are the pages that I did on Sunday, and they seem to lighten up a little bit when they dried. Hi, Tilda. I just got your email and I haven't had a chance to respond. Sorry, I put things up for sale. If you're looking for things for sale, I do have a playlist. I do not have Etsy. I keep everything in a playlist that are, current things for sale in the playlist. Each individual thing has its own video. When I run out of whatever it is, I take it out of the playlist. I don't have it anymore. I'm not going to take the time to list things on Etsy, and I do all that stuff. I want to be able to show it in videos. It's just faster for me to make the video, show the stuff, and you can email me at kagedfish@yahoo.com if you're interested in anything that I have. So I put things up for sale, and it gets to be a little crazy over here. Right now I have a napkin sale going on. After I moved, I realized I have quite a few napkins. I have, what did it end up being? 127 different napkins. And I have others too that, some ones. I have some single ones that I'm not even including in that number. So I have too many. I don't have really room to put everything, so I am having a blowout sale until Sunday evening. Instead of 5 napkins, you're getting 20 napkins for $5. So I have been putting together napkins like a crazy person, and it's working. I've got a great big huge basket that I want to consolidate all my napkins into. I don't want to go over this basket anymore, so Well, I'm not even almost there. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not almost there yet, but I'm getting closer. So, um, so I was busy with that all this morning. So these pages are turning out pretty cool. We were playing around with different kinds of watercolor, water-soluble crayons, and tube watercolors and the pan watercolors. And what I want to do, these pages are just, I really like them. And what I really want to do now that they're dry is I want to add some stamping and some stenciling and some little details, maybe some doodles with the watercolor pencils and that kind of thing. And I am going to cut these pages apart. I'm not sure exactly how big a book I'm going to make yet, but I am going to cut them apart and just make a book of color, a watercolor color book. So that is my goal. I kind of went about it in a weird way last time, and I kind of want to start from scratch again and do some more. I was playing around in between emails today. I was playing around with some other pages. There's some things that I forgot to show and a lot of new information. Hi, Jean. And I am not a watercolor artist. There's a lot of things with watercolor, and if you're looking for how to do landscapes and portraits and things with watercolor, this is not what I'm doing here. I am using watercolors just to add color to mixed media projects. This is not a how-to watercolor in the traditional sense. This is thinking outside of the box, using watercolor and those kinds of mediums to put color on the page in an abstract way. I was a quilter for a long time, and what I really enjoyed about quilting was putting different color combinations together, putting different fabrics with different patterns and things together. So that's where hi Emma, that's where I enjoy the watercolors. I just want to use them for the color. So I took 3 new sheets here this afternoon, earlier today. And started painting on them. I did find my little watercolor pad that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I didn't realize it, but this is 96 pound. It didn't seem like it was that, it doesn't really seem like it's that thick. Seems like my 90 pound is a little bit sturdier than that. But I thought that I thought, yes, Vicki, what? Yes. I thought that these would be a perfect size just to paint and to just cut into pages. I want to make a 3-tiered watercolor book. And I thought that I would use these little tiny pages so that I can let the colors dry in between. And that is one of the tricks of not making mud when you're using watercolor. You do activate the watercolor a little bit, but it's easier to add other colors to a dry surface. So let's just get on our way. And I think I was too fast. I was playing around too fast last time. I like that size too. Watercolors are something that you really can't hurry. They are something that you just have to take your time with and relax with and enjoy with. I used my fun foam with them. I'll show you how I did that. But I thought I liked that. I love my fun foam anyway, but I liked that. So I've got some more of these pages to do the backs of. I didn't want to turn them upside down while they were wet because I didn't want to have like the green run into the pink and get a really, really brown color there. I wanted the colors to be really bright. So, so this time, I'm just going to do the same kind of thing, and I hope you guys play along with me this time. A lot of you played along last time. Someone actually used up a whole pan of watercolors, except for the black, which I thought was funny. I thought that was great, and I'm getting paint on myself already. And I hadn't even started yet. I was trying to make, I've run out of kitty cats, you guys. I've run out of kitty cats. I had to start painting some new kitty cats for all these packages that are going out. Let's just clean this up now. All right. Got something really sticky on there, like glue or something. All right, so we're going to start from the beginning. We're going to just play again. Yes, and then somebody else posted another post in Art Experiments. It's the Facebook group. She was also playing around with watercolors. But what was really funny about this one, to me anyway, was really funny. She had a picture of her computer there. She had the screen where I was on her computer, and then she had her project that she was showing. Oh, yes, kitty cats. I do, and I don't have very many of them left. I usually... Let's see if I can find them. The ones I've got. Oh, I had some papers here. I had some papers to make some more. I usually keep them in my fish bowl here, but I've kind of run out of them. So I'm trying to make some more. I usually add a little kitty cat to... If you order something from me, I usually a kitty cat kind of it kind of ends up in the package, and it kind of goes rogue and slips in without me noticing, and so I have tried to make some more new little ones and stuff like that. Yes, so so I have had so many orders go out that I've had to make some more, and if I have some time today, I'm going to watercolor some paper so that I have a couple watercolor kitties that might find new homes. I thought I've shown those before. I thought I showed the kitty cats in the fishbowl before. So here's a couple of pieces of paper that I can put some watercolor on for some fish, for some kitties. Anyway, you guys, you're just distracting me here. I'm supposed to be doing stuff. Last time I wanted to start out with the pan watercolors, but of course I started out way too fast. When you're dealing with these dried pan watercolors. It is really a good idea. And is Kathleen here? Because she's the expert on watercolor. And she was giving me a lot of good tips. I know what I like to do. I know how to put color on a piece of paper, but I really don't know the rules of watercolor. Okay. I kind of, and I know the rules for the color wheel, so I know how to not create mud, but I don't really do watercolors like they're supposed to be done. And so she's my expert that always answers those kinds of questions for people. And I don't see her in chat today. Oh, she's not going to be here today. Uh-oh. You got your watercolor. I've got a couple of watercolor, glitter watercolors today too. And I actually used them. Oh, I did turn off I turned off the autofocus. The queen is not present. I did turn off I was going to experiment with the autofocus. Maybe you can see it on here. See the twinkle there? That's the glitter paint. That's the glitter watercolors. I have this one's a really inexpensive one that I've had for a very long time. I have no idea what brand it is. This one is Prang, and it is glitter watercolors. And you can see the glitter in them. They do seem a little sticky. And I noticed that as well. But the Prang have some fabulous color. I was really amazed with that. All right, so, and then I've got the German ones, Lowell Cornell. They're a little bit better quality. And I do have over here, I believe these are Crayola, and I've got water in them. So this is what I'm going to do first off this time. I'm going to be good, and I am using a little dropper, and I am putting some clear water into the pan. And I'm going to do that with all the ones that I am going to use. I'm just going to let them sit. I'm going to let them activate. I am going to let them, and I did that with these. These actually do not work really well. Let me put them back over here, and let me put some water in these so we can see what they look like. The more inexpensive watercolors, and this was explained to me by another watercolor person, a lot of the inexpensive watercolors don't have quite as much pigment in them, and they are a little bit more translucent. Yeah, the glitter ones are really sticky, but put some water in them. They are really sticky. Before you put water in, they are extremely sticky. I noticed that too, and I think it's the binder that they're using to keep the glitter into the paint. But they work really well. Put some water in them like this. Let them sit for a minute. Do I have a middle-of-the-road price favorite? I don't really have a favorite yet. I do my favorite for the pan. I am really liking the Prang, and this, I wouldn't even call this a middle-of-the-road price-wise. The Prang are are fairly inexpensive. They are meant for kids. But the metallic, the glitter ones, and I actually do have, I thought I had, nope, I don't have regular praying. I might have to invest in just a regular set of praying watercolors just to see what kind of quality that they have. Let me use some of the back sides of these so we can do some experiments as I let those pans kind of get juicy and activate the pigment a little bit. This one actually has quite a bit of white left on it, or maybe I should just use the little pad. Let's use the little pad. I'll put these underneath so that it'll catch any rogue color, so we can do some comparisons and some fun stuff. All right. This mop brush is way too big for these little pans, so let's see if I can find a smaller one. This one's smaller. This one will work. I like the mop. Ooh. $2 clearance at Walmart for the praying? Gosh, I gotta get some of those. Isn't it back to school? Is gonna start soon. I can't imagine everything being on sale yet. Anyway, but it will be soon for sure. All right, so I like a great big mop brush. I am not doing anything with any detail. I am just trying to get color on my page. So I enjoy the big mop brushes like this, and I also do enjoy the flat brushes. I don't do anything. Oh, the glitter ones are $2. Interesting. Because I would get the glitter ones again. After using these glitter, I was not really impressed, but I really do like the praying glitter. So I do use these inexpensive brushes. The flat ones give me more space. It's easier to mop color around. So I will use one of those as well. I do like the dropper. I was spritzing my pans and I was getting water everywhere. If I use a dropper, I can actually get the water directly into the pan, and there's a lot of water in there and it activates better, and I have a better, it's actually better, you know, I aim better. I get more water into the pan and not all over the place. So let's start with these that I just do not like. And I believe these are the Crayola ones. Even sitting for a while, and this blue one has sat for a very, very long time. It doesn't seem to be, the water doesn't seem to be picking up any of the pigment. So let me So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to lay down some color. Okay? And you can see that really isn't very dark, very nice at all. Let me use this darker blue, and that's still not giving me a whole lot either. It's just the color just isn't there. And I didn't put any water in that one, and it seems to be working just a little bit better. So I enjoy, and my brush is losing its little bristles, I enjoy when I'm just putting a color wash down, I enjoy putting wet on wet, but to not create mud, I will usually stick with one color. And this is what I'm going to suggest for those people that are not really sure about if they really like watercolors. What I would suggest is go ahead and get an inexpensive set, maybe maybe a pan of praying or something like that, just to try them out. Don't go all crazy and buy good stuff, but do keep in mind that the good stuff, the things that the watercolors that are just a little bit more expensive, do work a little bit better. The color is a little bit better. They're easier to work with. So if you kind of are enjoying your watercolor and you've got an inexpensive set, you might enjoy a more expensive set just a little bit better. Alright, so that is that one. Let me put that one to the side. And I'm going to put this little piece of paper on top of it. I'm just going to take it out of the frame here and get a new piece of paper. Alright, so I've washed my brush out, and I have two things of water here. One that I take, well, I scrub the pigment off on paper, number one. And then I use one of my little pans here to get the rest of the pigment off. And then I have another little thing of water that's a clear water that I use to add water to my paint. So this is not going to contaminate my color. So let's go with the blue glitter here. And that is, I should probably put the autofocus back on because I was really surprised. It looks a little bit chalky, but the color is really, really nice. Let me just use up the rest of that color. And what I'm doing is I am just doing some color washes, which means I'm just adding a bottom layer of color. This is watercolor paper. This is the very inexpensive watercolor pad that I got at the Dollar Tree. Okay? It's got 15 sheets to it, 5x7 sheets, and it's supposed to be 96 pound, but I don't think it's that thick. It doesn't seem that thick. So let me rinse off my brush. And let me use this other glitter paint. Now I'm going to put the other glitter paint on the other side of this. Yes, it was extremely sticky when I put the water in there, or before I put water in. But whatever kind of binding agent they've used for this that is sticky, it really works well for the pigment. Look at how rich that color is. I just thought that was good. I enjoyed that a lot. And I'm just going to wipe off the pigment that I have here on this cardstock because I am just adding color to the rest of it. And you know what? Just to add another color, when I add a second color and it's still wet, I make sure that I go around the color wheel. So for a blue, I would either add a green or a purple. And I would not try to add, I don't try to go too crazy. So I'm just going to add a little bit of green because it's calling to me over here. Look at how luscious that is. And I've got a lot of water on there, so. And I'm just kind of pooling it around, and I'm just going to let it dry that way before I add any other color. or another layer. And the reason I do that is if it's dry, you have less chance of making mud when you add another color. Okay, the red is nice. Well, I'm testing out some greens. I'm doing some green or some blue comparisons here right now. So I'm going to rinse that out, and I'm going to use this nicer set over here. I can't remember what this cost me. It's not real expensive. I probably wouldn't have spent a lot of money on it. I've had it for a long time. But that's really nice color too. So, and it's quite a bit of water in there. So it will, and I like it so it's kind of got a, it's not an even coat. I like it a little bit, I like it variated. So let me go ahead and clean that off. And I think I'm going to try a little bit of green from that set too. Oh, see, isn't that cool? And I can mix it with the color that's already there. I can create hard edges or soft edges by blending the two colors together. If I let that dry right there on the white, I'm going to get a hard edge. But if I use that edge and I kind of add, before it dries, kind of add something else, it will blend into each other. The two different colors will kind of mingle and become a different color, which is nice. So I'm going to let that dry. Yes, we like green. I know. I know. Let me go ahead and... All right. And just because I can, I was good. I actually unwrapped all of the colors. I have not activated this. And let me just use one of these brushes because it's a little bit smaller. Let me use the blue from here without activating it. Just taking the color straight off the block, the pan. Look how luscious that is. I have kind of decided that I need some of the other colors for this. I don't have any green, or I don't have a real red or pink. And I didn't really want to spend the money for these, but I think I got these for my birthday. I think I gave myself a present for my birthday. And I finally opened them, and I really love them. I just think that that's, and you can't really see it in person. It is a little darker than that, so it really is a nice luscious color. So yeah, I think I'm going to invest in a nice set of watercolors. I think that they would go a long way. I use watercolors a lot for a lot of different things. So I'm thinking about it. I'm probably not gonna do it anytime soon, but I am thinking about it. I'm gonna add a little bit of water and get the rest of my pigment off this brush. Kind of a crazy piece of paper there. Then I am going to go to some of the, here they are. I'm going to go to some of the tube colors. I had somebody comment that they didn't like the little caps on these containers. They are a little fussy, but you know. So there's a couple of things you can do with the tubes. One thing that I like to do is a watercolor technique, and I did mean to get the papers out. Oh, actually they might be, oh, the purple, praying purple is yummy. I do have some that are right here. Okay, there's a watercolor technique that I like to use the tubes for. And the reason I like the tubes is I get more pigment with less water, and it takes less time to dry these. And let me show you some examples of this watercolor technique. There's a video out that shows the watercolor technique. You have to let it dry naturally. Here's a few of them. What I do is I put a very pigment-full bit of color on my paper, and these are just copy paper. These are like 20-pound copy paper. Put the pigment down on the paper, and then I add things like plastic wrap, bubble wrap, cross-stitch mesh, and other little things. I think this was the fly swatter. And what happens is the pigment gets trapped underneath the plastic where it touches the paper. And if you let the water evaporate, and the pigment stays where it is trapped, and it gives you these great effects. You do have to let it dry naturally. A heat gun would dry or would melt the plastic, so it's really difficult to do this fast. I do it, in the afternoon and let it set. Sometimes I have to let it set for 2 days. If I've got too much water in it, I have to let it set for a while. But here's the great big bubble wrap, cross-stitch mesh. I don't remember what this one was. It might have been fun foam. Bubble wrap, aluminum foil. And so I like the tubes because there's so much pigment with a little bit of water. There's a lot of things you can do with the tubes. I also got a question about, I'm just going to put some of this in here. If I was on a deserted island, what kind of watercolor item would I want with me? And that one is a really hard one for me. You know what I didn't show last time, but I think I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to use a spray bottle. I got this spray bottle at the Dollar Tree. I am going to put in some of this, it's kids watercolor. I'm just going to put in a dab, just a dab, and I am going to get my dropper and put some water in there. Some water. Whoop. about that much. Let's mix it in and see if it's enough. Actually, I'm going to have to put that on and shake it up a little bit because the paint is on the side. Yep, I'm going to need some more water. That's a lot of pigment in there. More water. I'm probably going to need a brush to brush it off the side too. So let me get a little brush just to mix it in. You can see where I'm going with this, right? Wipe off my color. Can't let any of that go to waste. You like the palette? I like blues and greens and purple. I like purple too. Alright, so I am going to put this spray bottle back together, and I am going to find one of my... Here is a handmade stencil. This is just a piece of paper that I cut like a snowflake shape out of. And I'm going to use the watercolor. Hold it down because it's not flat. Maybe I should use something else that is flat. Do I have something better? I probably do, because it won't stay flat. I found it all wrapped up in mangled and something else. Okay, so here's a piece of cross-stitch mesh. Here's a piece of drywall tape. Here's a piece of punchinella. Let's just put some things here. Here's a piece of... This is a piece of, it's the stuff that goes underneath rugs to keep it from moving. Let's see, and I have a handmade stencil. I did this on a stream. It's a piece of plastic with diamonds cut out of it. So let me just put that there. Alright, so now I'm just going to spray. Hopefully there's enough spray. Can't get it to go up the bottle. I have to add some more water. I'll have to add some more water. I should have tried this before. This is just one of my little experiments. I wanted to see if it would work. And I didn't want to use a great big huge amount. There we go. Alright. Got it all over the place now. Where's my baby wipe? Let's see what we've got. Let's see what has happened here. So that, I like this little stencil. This is part of the toy box. I've got a toy box kit out there. There's some of this stuff in that. And there's some drywall tape in there as well. Oh, look at that. See? I just love that. I've got a mess going on here. Here is, you can see the diamonds from my homemade stamp. You can actually kind of see it now that it's got paint all over it. And now that it's got paint all over it, I'm going to use it upside down I don't want any of that pigment to go to waste, so I'm going to press it down here. For some fun. There's still some on there, so I'm going to use it all up. All right. And then the punchinella. You can see the little circles from the punchinella. And the cross-stitch mesh worked the best because it was the flattest. So using the I've got a great big huge mess going on here. You know, that's what happens when you use sprays. Spray goes everywhere. It really does. What are you going to do? I need a piece of paper for underneath is what I need. A great big huge piece of paper. All right. So the spray bottle, actually, it works really nicely. It really does work. Do we have any more paint on there? And when we've got all these fun things here, and we've got some juicy glitter paint still working. Are you using, Jean, are you using the glitter paint? This purple is really sticky. I can feel my brush getting sucked into the bottom part of this. I'm going to paint and actually it's not gonna, it's too wet, but I can use it like a stencil. Ah, isn't that cool? If I were just to use a little bit of water in one that's not quite so juicy, I would be able to paint my object I'm trying to get a spot here that doesn't have anything. Hi, Roesta. That is very cool. Ooh, that's orange. I was not aware that that was orange. That actually works. It gives a nice edge. We can do it on a piece of paper that doesn't have anything else on it yet, but that would actually not. This is mostly dry. This one was, I think it was this watercolor. I think I'm going to add some glitter squares to this. There's too much water. But I'm going to let that dry because I like the color. You like the fly swatter? I love where is my fly swatter? You know what? I think I'm missing my fly swatter. I haven't seen it in a while. That's not good. I have actually not seen my fly swatter in quite a while. Since the move, for sure. Alright, so I'm going to put my toys away. I was supposed to do all the bottom before I put stuff on top. But we're just having fun here. Look how cool this is turning out to be already, and we really haven't done a whole lot of anything. Hi, Franna. Another thing to do with, well, you can do with toys. Let's see, what other toys do I have? Oh, I didn't use the bubble wrap. I'm feeling the need to bubble wrap. So, just so you guys understand the watercolor technique that I was talking about, you get a lot of color on, wet color on your page like this. And what you do is you get a flat surface, press something in like bubble wrap, something that's got some texture to it, and press that bubble wrap right into the paint. The thing is, you can't move it. You have to let it dry this way. I have some cookie sheets, some aluminum cookie sheets that I'd layer a bunch of them and let set at least overnight, sometimes for 2 days. And then when you pull off the bubble wrap or the cross stitch mesh or whatever you've got in there, fly swatters work really, really well. Once you pull that off, the pigment got trapped in next to where the plastic was touching the paper. The pigment gets trapped there. When the water evaporates, the pigment stays, and so you've got a great design. And so that's what would happen. If I were to let it dry, it would have little dots on it like that. Vicki is asking for thumbs up. If anybody was so inclined, I'm going to press off the rest of that color right here. And I'm going to add some more because that's pretty cool. Why not have a little bit of fun with this? Let's see. We'll add some green to the bubble wrap. And just press it on. See, that's pretty cool. I do like that. You can see it on this piece of paper with what little bit I've got left. You like the bubble wrap? Are you guys playing along? Hi, Denny. Hi, Veronique. Thank you, thank you. I like hearing from the lurkers. Even if it is just saying hi. I do appreciate my lurkers. I do. I like my lurkers a lot. I'm going to put, look at that way that dried. The little pools of water. It's not entirely dry yet. Well, it's nice to see you, Denny. But you've got a little bit of hard edges, a little bit of edges that are blended in. I like that. So I'm going to add a little bit of this bubble wrap green for some texture. And let that dry. And this one turned out pretty nice, considering. I'm going to add a little water to that and color in the rest of that white page. Okay, so what I wanted to do was I put a little bit of blue, that tube in here, and I'm not going to add any water to it. I'm actually going to let me use the round cross stitch mesh, and I'm just going to brush that right on the mesh so there's not very much water on that. And I'm going to mist it a little bit with water, just a little bit. And I'm going to press it down on this piece of paper. Sorry, am I bumping the table? How am I bumping the table? Sorry, I didn't notice. Did I say hello, Mrs. Gigi and Tori? Hello? So that's how you get great patterns with watercolors. You can stencil with watercolors. You can stamp with watercolors. We did a lot of that on Sunday. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with these new little bits here. The bits that I did on Sunday. I wanted to add some little details to them before I cut them up into pages. That's already got some blue on it, so let me put that there. That's cool. Let those dry. And I still have some paint on that. So let me find a place for some more. I'm going to mist it again because it's really thick. Too much water, but still. Okay, I've used up all my paint. So, what else did I not show? On Sunday, I was going to make a list. Of course, I ran out of time, and I didn't get my list made. What I really wanted to say, though, is watercolors are something that you really want to take your time with. Let it dry in between putting your colors down. You'll have a better chance of the color staying in between layers if you let it dry first. You know, one that I like to do, and I don't know if I can because my crayons are way over there. This is what we'll do. All right, I need another piece of this watercolor paper. This one's fun. We like this one. Well, I like this one. All right. I have my Neo Color 2s. let's see. Color do I want to use? Let's use this pink. I haven't used any pink yet today. I'm going to put it on this cross stitch mesh. And I'm going to do a rubbing. And I needed something with a little bit more texture. Too late now. So I've done a little rubbing. We'll do it again with something else, because that didn't work real well. Oops. And we can mist this with water to soften the colors. Look how cool that is. I like that. So let me find, where is, oh, here's my fly swatter. This one will work really nicely. Get another piece of paper out. Let me use blue this time. You can do this over stencils too. You know, use your stencils. And make a rubbing. You can spritz it with water, or use just a wet brush. There's my rubbing. I'm just going to use a wet brush, a damp brush, not too wet, to brush it and soften the edges. Or, hi Cheryl, or you can use a baby wipe, and of course this is my last one, so it is extremely, extremely wet. Let's see if we can wring it out. Wow, talk about wet. All right. Okay, so a wrung out, not so wet baby wipe. I'm just going to dab to soften those colors. You can rub them. Add just a little bit of dampness to it to soften the edges, and it gives a fun effect as well. Oh, embossing folders. That would be a good one too. That would be a good one for adding textures and rubbings and that kind of thing. I'm going to get this cross stitch mesh out and use a makeup sponge. And what color should I use? Something that's kind of juicy but not really, really juicy. This orange will probably be wonderful. Alright, so I'm just going to dip not too much water, and I'm going to stencil over the drywall tape. Too much water in a place, but you know, I like it. I like it. I like the surprises. Embrace the surprises. You like this sheet that's going on here? I still have some white spaces that need some stuff on them before I decorate them all up. Let's see what else we've got going on. And I did mix up some paints when I was playing earlier today. They are just some tube paints that I added some water to. And I tried using this little, what is this? It's for babies. It was never used for babies, but That's what they are used for. I've had it forever, never used it, and I thought, well, why not just try to do something with the paint with it. So I'm just going to drip and splatter with it. I like the end splatters better than I do the regular splatters. Too much paint in them. And I just put that in my clean water. Oh well. Oh well. Too much paint there, so I'm just going to spray it and make it drip. Dripping, dripping. Hi, Tori. Not so much creative. An aspirator, is that what you call them? This is just playing. You know, when you were a kid and you just messed around, fiddled with stuff, had a good time. This is all it is. It's just messing around, having a little bit of fun, seeing what will happen. Not all the experiments will work. And I was supposed to be painting my kitty cat tags here. You know, not all of them are going to work. Some of them are going to flop. This looks like mud to me. It doesn't look like orange anymore because I could put orange over the blue. So I've got some brown things going on I'm not real happy with. Am I going to lose sleep over it? Nah, not today. I am going to use up some of this purple though, and maybe I will just paint purple over these little dots that I don't like as I put some purple kitty cat papers together. Why not? Cover up the brown with a little bit of purple. Still have some texture underneath it, but then I don't have to look at that stupid icky old purple. And I can add some water to make it a little bit more translucent, which is what watercolors is all about, being able to see what's underneath. And I think maybe that's why I like it so much, is I can do a collage with book pages or scrapbook paper or something like that and still see the stuff underneath it. If you put acrylic paint on top of collage, a lot of times you can't see what's underneath. So got some purple kitty cats going on here. More drips. You want some more drips? Yeah, and I do encourage people just to play. What are you going to lose? What, you know, it's not any big deal. You've wasted some time. You've had a little bit of fun. You haven't, you know, you didn't buy a park pass and not have any fun, right? It's kind of like watching TV. I'm just going to get rid of some of those the white spaces. I need to get some color on this page. Let this one dry a little bit. You like the splatters? You like the drips? Since I've got quite a bit of water, in this one, I'm going to use a fan brush. Actually, I should put some more color. That is a really dark color right there. And I'm not sure if I really like that. So, to lighten it up a little bit, I'm just going to put some plain water and moosh it around. That solves that problem for it being too dark. And we might need some more green, huh? We might need some more green. Just see what happens. Yes. And if you make mud, you'll know what not to do next time. Nothing, it's there. You haven't lost a whole lot. Maybe a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of watercolor. Not a big deal. I think I want some pink over here. Uh-oh, I'm making mud again. I put the pink over the green. That makes mud, just so you know. I didn't let it dry in between. Some water on those dots. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I don't have any clean water, so I'll use dirty water. I've got some pink over here with lots and lots of water on it on this fan brush, and I'm just going to make some splatters. That turned out pretty well. That turned out pretty well. Hi, River. So I'm going to let this go over here and let that dry just a little bit. I'm going to bring this little piece of paper back and use some of this paint. Add some water to that, man. This is tube paint, and it's got quite a bit of pigment in it. I didn't add enough water. So that's why it is, you like the red over the green? It's kind of a pink. I really don't have any red going on here. It's more of a pink. So let's pull out a couple of these and see what we can do with those. Do we have any juicy? You know, I haven't been using purple. What is wrong with the world? I have not been using purple. And another thing that I was messing around with today, I think I showed this. Oh, when did I show this? It was quite a while ago. I showed a little cover that I had made, and I did make some little book page signatures to go into it. And I decided that I was just going to add some paint to these book pages. You want to paint now? So that's kind of what I have been doing, is just adding a little bit of random paint to some of the pages and letting it dry. They're still kind of wet in places. But I am hoping for just a color book again. Nothing real serious. Kind of cleaning off my brush with these little signatures. I forgot to show them, so I just thought I would. So let's use some of this little purple. I'm going to just a dab. Come on. I think this one's almost gone. There, it's just a dab directly on the paper. I'm going to take a credit card and smooch it around like you would acrylic paint. What else have I? It turned out either way. What else? Oh, I hope it's not Christmas yet. It is getting to be that time, isn't it? It is getting to be that time. There was other thing that I wanted to show. Oh, the fun foam. Let's do some fun stuff with the fun foam. A damp brush. And I'm going to use some of this pigment that doesn't have very much water in it. And I'm just going to brush it on the fun foam. And find me a piece of paper somewhere. And press it on. Christmas cards already, Vicki. All right. There is some pattern there. Still got quite a bit of paint, so I'm going to mist it and do it again. And I can't waste any paint, so let's do it again on this one. And then drip it all out. You like this, Tori? So anything that you use acrylic paint with, you can also use watercolor. You're not going to get the same effect. It's going to be more translucent, but you're going to get some interesting, fun stuff. Just play around. I've got some of I think of their scribble sticks or something that I just drew on, and they are really, really dark, and I'm just going to take a brush and soften them up a little bit with a little bit of water so they don't look so crayon-like. And I was supposed to let these pages dry a little bit so that I can use some watercolor pencils with some details. And I did not do that. All right. So let's look at what we've got here. These need to dry a little bit. That one needs to dry just a tad. And that needs to dry. This one's looking kind of cool. So you just needed something just to mess around with and not to worry about actually making something. Sometimes, we all get to that stage where we just want to do something but not for a purpose. Just, like Shannon Green says, journals for no reason. Just want to be doing something. You don't know where it's going. You don't know if it's going to turn out. You really don't care one way or another. At least you're getting past not liking anything. Nothing's going right. If you don't worry about what the end result is, you're going to have a whole lot more fun. This needs some pattern or something to it. Oh, look at that side. This one needs a little bit more color. A little bit more color. And I'm actually thinking that it needs some purple. Oh, that's way too much color. Wow, how rich and deep and wonderful is that? Just want to cover up some of the white spots. The more water you add, the lighter the color is going to be. And it takes some practice. Don't get discouraged right away if it's not working for you. Add a little bit more water, lighten things up a little bit. You can scrub the color away if it's too dark, even after it's dried. I should show how to do that, huh? And that is still pretty wet. Oh, here's some more white space that needs to be. And you know what? I don't have a whole lot of yellow going on either. I need a clean bit of water for yellow. And I do not have a bit of clean water anywhere. Did I put water in there? Yes, I did. It breaks you out of a block. Are you in a block? And I need a little bit more water in that. I don't have enough yellow going on. Put some more water in there. Got some water in there. Yeah, just and I do collage when I just want to do something but not really do anything with a purpose. I just glue stuff together. That's what I find relaxing and little hair. And a lot of people really like to paint. That's not usually what I go for. Oh, my yellow is it's broken. It's chunky. It's got little bits in it. I don't know how well it's going to work. But it seems to be fine. Not to worry. All right. So I wanted to use some watercolor pencils just to add some little details, some fun little things. I'm so glad you feel inspired. Pinterest is a good place just to go and gather up some steam and find new things that you want to try. I don't go very often because it will take up a lot of time, and I just don't have a lot of time here lately. But I do have on my Pinterest board, and of course my Pinterest board is Kagedfish. I have two categories that, you know, when I've got some time and I just want to look at stuff. I have one called illustrations, and I just put in there illustrations that I like, that are interesting, and, you know, kind of like looking at a picture book. I just gather a bunch of stuff together so that I can look at that kind of stuff later. And then I also have one called A World of Imagination, and that one is all kinds of things that I find really cool, cute things, and things that make you think, you know. I am going to use some pencils, some watercolor pencils, just for some details. And the first thing, I don't know if I want to use this really thick one. Let's see, how about red? I don't have very much red going on. And I'm just going to draw around the squares with a dry pencil. And my autofocus is off, so you can't really see it. But these are, it just looks like pencil marks, right? These here are from IKEA. Oops, uh-oh, there goes my water. Did I spill anything? Nope. Nope. These are Faber-Castell. And I also have, for pencils, I have the Derwent. What I like about pencils is they give you a really fine little line. Let me put my stencil back. You can use them dry, or you can dip the tip into water, and it gives you a watercolor-like line, which is fun. So you can see I got too much water on that one. So it's bleeding a little bit. Thank you, Vicki. Hi, Whitney. You're screaming in your head, not yellow, not green, to add green instead, but you like the yellow. That's funny. It's funny what other people want you to do. And you can also color in the whole square. Dip my pencil. Different ways to use a stencil. Should I stamp some more? Use some more leaf stamps, because I really want some more detail on some of these. Just some little bits of stuff. I only have a half an hour left, and I wanted to have these pages finished so that I can cut them apart. And my goal is to get them sewn into a book by the next stream. And I just want some little details like this. I want some things going on in and on the pages. So let's get flat brush. So let's brush some of that color on. And do some stamping. Some stenciling. Add some detail, abstract detail. With some stamps. How fun is that? I do like stamping with watercolor. I don't know why that is. So I'm really taking my time this time. I was going really fast last time. It didn't seem to work out real well. But if you let your page dry in between, you have a better chance that your colors won't run together as watercolors. They'll blend a little bit, but more likely they will stay the color that they want to be. Do I have all these sides done? I like the circles, you know, I do. Where is that little stencil that I did? Uh-oh, I just ripped it. It's a fragile piece of plastic. So let me put it down there like that. What's left of it, poor little thing. And just brush over that. I need to use a little bit stiffer plastic when I'm making my stencils, but it's still pretty fun. I'll put some down here too. Oh, too much water. Too much water. Which is fine. All I'm trying to do is add some color. Rub that down on there. Use some bubble wrap. Let's see. I think I'm going to use this as the cover because it is 140-pound watercolor paper. I'm not sure if that's going to be quite enough. But I'm going to give it a try. I think, and then if it doesn't work, I'll try something else. But I think it needs a little bit more stuff. Oh, that's kind of nice. I need some more stamping and some more stencils. Just for fun. I'm going to miss that because it seems awfully dry. That turned out nice. Okay. And I do need to use this up. There's paint all over that. Oh dear. Are you having a thunderstorm, Miss Vicki? Are you having a thunderstorm? I haven't had a thunderstorm yet today. It's been really thunderstorm-like over here this summer. I've had lots of thunderstorms coming through. I need more color on the bubble wrap. Maybe I should get a different size bubble wrap. Oh, you know what? I haven't used this. So let's use that. Let me get the water off so I don't have too much water on. And I need to be using a little bit more purple. What I really need is actually where is, I'm going to use purple lined fun foam. That's fun. I like that. And then I'm actually going to use a makeup sponge to stencil through this with not very much water. It works better without a ton of water. Here we go. Maybe just a tad over here because this looks like a little boring corner over here. It needs a little something going on. I like that. So now I just need, I've got quite a few pages going on here, and I just want to make sure I've got something going on all the pages, all the parts of the pages, so that when I break it up and cut them down, that they're not boring. I think I need some more stamping and stuff on this one. Let's see here. What other toys have I not used? We need to use that. Not purple though. Too late. Too late. Don't say it. It has been really rainy. It rained like crazy on the 4th of July. It was a good thing that they did the fireworks the day before. It rained during the day before, but it was good for fireworks. I don't mind the rain so much. I don't mind it. That's just me. I don't mind. We have been getting a storm almost every single day, and it's been loud and obnoxious, kind of thunderstorms going on. It usually rains in Florida in the summertime. That's just what Florida is like. But it usually isn't thunderstorms every single day. Clean off my brush. And I like watercolor because it doesn't stick when it's wet. I do like that part of it. This needs some more pattern to it. I think, you know what, I haven't used my little triangle. It needs, what color does it need? Maybe some green? Can I get that in the green? Not really. Not really. Maybe I should do some more stenciling. This needs a little something. It really needs a little something. How about some zigzags? Let me use that one. It's got purple on it. Do I have another one? I thought I did. So hopefully next time, and I probably should put some circles on too. Hopefully next time I will have books made of all these pages, maybe 2 books. I'm thinking some little mini ones. That didn't work real well. let me use a brush. And what color? This is kind of some madness is going on here, people. Some madness. If I add a lot of a different kind of color, I'm going to get some mud. That purple kind of being a bully, I think. It's making it really dark. Yeah, that's not the kind of color I really want on there. Let me put some of that on here. I really don't know what to do with that page, and I might just let it dry. Maybe it will get a little bit lighter. Oops. I'm hoping I can put some fancy little, maybe some orange would go on it, but it does have to be dry before I do that. Some black or white, maybe I should think about doing some doodles on here. Should think about it. I should think about it just a little bit. So it was fun. I just was having a little bit of fun. And I hope I've encouraged people to try watercolors. They can be, you know, I know that they can be intimidating for some people, but they can be a lot of fun if you just kind of relax with them a little bit. They can be nice. They can be. If you want them to be. They can get nice. So what have we got here? I've got some paint to use up here. There's my other sponge. And I probably should use some of the pencil for a little bit more details. Let me move this paint over. And I should stencil something on my little kitty cat tags here. And this needs something more too. That's kind of boring. Yeah, I'm afraid though that the gold is going to make mud. Purple and yellow will make mud. I guess I could do some of the what I hadn't brought out. I have got these Tattered Angel Shimmers watercolor. They are watercolor. For some details, I was going to bring out the Prang Metallics. These have a little brush in them. So that you can just brush the color on. Yeah, they do need to dry first anyway, but and then I can add some little details with metallics and stuff. I also have the twinkling H2Os. Those are also where I found the metallic prang is Office Depot. It's the only place that I can find it now. But last time I was in there, which wasn't that long ago, they had the metallics. They keep them there. So I can add some really shimmery color with the twinkling H2Os and the prang metallics. I think I am going to let them dry. They are turning out pretty fun though. Get the brushes out of the way so you can see what's going on here. I have got a great big old mess to clean up here. Great big mess. So it would be fun to add some metallics to this. Here's that one. And this one seems like it needs a little bit more color to it. It looks like it's got white spots in the camera, but it's you've not heard of them. I got them a couple years ago, I think, at Tuesday Morning, and I hadn't seen them since. And of course I haven't used them either. So I think I need to add a little bit of color to these. Actually, since I'm here, and there's some yellow right there. Let's add some yellow. Oops. Let's add some yellow to the whitish spots so that it can dry. Maybe some green. There, did that brighten it up a little bit? It was a very light yellow, which looked like white in the camera. Had to fix it, had to fix it. Can't have whiteness going on. Okay, so that was that one. This one needs some kind of patterns or something. I'm going to have to do something with it. We're going to let that one dry. And this one seems a little boring too. So I will have to add a little bit of something to that one. This one's kind of cool. And there's that one. My goal was to cut these all up and make the book next time you see it. So, do you want to see me put metallics on them? Or do you want me to go ahead? I think I'm going to put metallics on before I cut it up. I think it'll be faster, easier to do it that way. And then this piece here I am thinking about for the cover. I am not sure. I think I want to make a little book. I was reminded I was doing this 3-tiered book before I started packing, I had cut some book pages and I had cut some scrapbook paper bits that I haven't folded yet. I'm thinking something on the lines of something this size. This cover is just a piece of cardboard painted on both sides, and that's kind of what I was thinking about for this piece of paper here, to use that as the cover, and then the pages inside would be these guys, maybe some of these guys. For just a book of color. Yeah, little tiny, not too big. Not too big. And maybe just a little bit bigger. I am not sure. If I made it this size, I would probably have enough materials to make 2 or 3 books. If I make it a little bit bigger, I don't know exactly how many books I can get out of it. But if I were to cut this in half and make the book from this piece, then it would be about 6 inches tall and about maybe 4 inches wide, maybe. Well, yeah, I guess it is about a candy box size. I guess it would be. Maybe a little bit bigger. Is this, how big is this? This is 11 by 15, so it would be, if I used half of that, it would be 7.5 inches, so it would be a little bit bigger than a candy box. 7.5 inches tall by about 4 inches wide. Something like that. Something like that. Hi, Shelley. Are you streaming tonight? I was going to try to finally catch you. I get so wrapped up in doing stuff that I find myself in bed and then realize that I've missed it again. I've missed your stream. I like these purple leaves. So I might have to do some metallic stamping. Thank you. I'm going to try to be there. Somebody remind me that I need to be there. Somebody remind me. So that's kind of the plan. Do you guys want to see me put the metallic bits on there, or do you want... Okay, how about a vote? Should I sew the book together and then add the metallic? Or should I add the metallics and then stitch the book together? And do you guys want to see? Hi, Maria. Thanks, everyone, for your thumbs up. Thanks for spending time with me. This has been a very fun little project that I've been doing here. I'm trying to make some kitties. So let's stencil some of this pattern on top, since since this paint is nice and juicy. And I'm running out of kitties, so I need some kitty material here. It might be too dark, but oh well, that's what happens. We'll do this one in purple. You guys want to see me do it? You guys want to see everything, huh? You want to see it from start to finish? I will work on it on Sunday then. And I will think about how I am going to put it together. Sometimes it's hard to get to the pages when it's sewn. So I'm thinking I might want to go ahead and just add metallic bits to it. But then it's hard to, I can't cut it apart on a stream. And sew it. I guess it probably will take me all stream to do the metallic bits, huh? Because I will get all caught up in doing the metallics. You know I will. It happens every single time. I get all excited about the shimmer. And I lose track of time. And I go crazy. Oh, look at that. So I will wait to do anything with it until Sunday. Maybe then I can figure out what size I need and all that good stuff. So thanks, you guys. I will see you on Sunday. Shelly, I will be at your stream tonight. And if I'm not, everybody must come hunt me down. Everybody will hunt me down. Make sure that I am there. It is about that time that I was there. I'm just going to put all these paints away now and let them dry up. Oh, that's got lots and lots of water in it. I am not thrilled with the Crayola. Not thrilled with it. I'm going to have to find me some praying. I'm going to have to find me some regular praying to test out. Anyway, so that's what I'll do. I will clean up my mess here. And Sunday, I think I'm going to finish up making the details and doing the stenciling and adding the shimmer. Adding a ton of shimmer. So, oh, and I didn't use up all that blue either. I'm going to have to use that up. So, hi, Katina. Bye, everybody. See you on Sunday. That is the day. Sorry about the table. I don't know what I've got that's knocking it. Sorry about that. I hope it hasn't been doing that the entire time. My blowout napkin sale will end on Sunday, so if you want napkins, hi Vicky. I didn't see you, Miss Vicky. Long time no see. It was fun. It was nice to get my hands dirty. I don't usually go for the painting thing, but you know, it was fun. So thanks, everyone. Maybe I can get this thing done too. Get some color on this thing. I'll see you on Sunday. I just keep distracting myself. I got to get back to work. I got to get back to work. Bye.